All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get into this. God bless you. Come on in, please. I'm going to wait a few more moments for you all to get in here. Please call your friends, call your girlfriends, call your brother. Tell them that the real deal is on. We're about to. We got to deal with this. I am befuddled. I am perplexed. I am struggling, and I want let's have this conversation tonight. Uh, let's have this conversation tonight. Please notify your crew, the two live crew, your girls in the crew. Notify all of them. I know it's Sunday night, and some of y'all ain't ready for this. That's all right. I want y'all to get ready for this. I'm gonna hit these like buttons. Um, I'm taking callers tonight. I want callers to come in tonight, and I'm hoping that y'all can come on in. I'm gonna get a few more minutes, waiting for y'all to get in here. We're gonna unpack this tonight. Yeah, we're gonna unpack this tonight. Tonight, we're gonna unpack this. I'm gonna give you a few minutes, get the notifications out. I know I should have told you I was coming live tonight. Come on, y'all. Come on, say hello. Hello, come on in. Let's get to it. We're gonna talk about this tonight. All right, let's go. Tonight, I want to have this conversation. There's only one person on. I'm asking y'all to hit your like, hit your share. Please let somebody know that we are on tonight. What in the world's going on over here? Oh, wow. That's a major delay. Ooh. All right. Come on. Hit the like, hit the share. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We on Instagram. We are here. We are here in a major way. I know this is one of them topics. My wife is here. Come on, y'all. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's talk. Tell me when you're in, come in. When you come on in, tell me you're here. I want to share this with you. This is going to be really good. So I want you to get your girlfriends, get your cousins, get your nieces, get your daughters, get your aunties, get your even get your mama. We need to talk about this tonight. It's extremely important that we unpack this. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, sweetheart. Come on, Saints. Ain't nobody want to talk about this? I thought y'all be all on this one. This is a good one. uh Sweetheart, check your phone. I just sent you a text. Wow. Sunday night. Nobody come. What's going on? I guess my problem is I don't come on enough. I come on every morning. Is chivalry dead? I want to ask you, those of you who are on here, is chivalry dead? Sweetheart, check your email. Is chivalry dead? Talk to me. Those of you here, when you come in, please tell me where you are from, where you are checking in from, so that we could know where you're calling from. I want the ladies to come in. I want you to. Oh, good to see you, Lady Josie. I want to know what your thoughts are. Um, I'll reach out to her and let her know. That's from Lexi. Um, Come on, let's get in here. Let's have the conversation tonight. And we're going to deal with tonight, is there such a thing as a hospice wives? Is that a real thing? I want to talk about it tonight. I want to get to the bottom of it. It's critical. It's critical because these terms are being thrown around, and I want to know. And God bless you, Lady Josie. And I want to have the conversation tonight. It's something that's kind of got under my skin a little bit, and I want to talk about it. Now, the first question is chivalry dead? We need a few more of y'all to come on in here to have this conversation tonight. I know there's yes, come on, you over here on Instagram. God bless you. Let's have the conversation. I see you on Instagram. Lady D, thank you. Good to see you. Good evening. Let's talk about it tonight. We need to talk about this. This is going to be good. I want to know your take. Let me ask this question. Should chivalry be dead? Are the ladies tired of chivalry? Are you tired of men opening doors for you? Men, is it something that you do not care for? I want to know. I want to know. Tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you really believe this, I'm going to talk about it in length, but I want to know, what are your thoughts? Is it old fashioned? Is it outdated? Is it something that the modern 21st century woman don't want, don't value, don't appreciate? Is it that kind of thing? Is it something that y'all don't like to have done anymore? You think it's beneath you? Is it beneath you? Chivalry is an old, outdated concept. Is it something that you don't care for any longer? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Please, those of you on Instagram, thank you so much. Please share, invite your friends. Okay, opening doors is desirable. All right, Diane Sanford. Diane Sanford. Is that the Diane Sanford I used to work for? Yeah. It's my old boss. I think that's you. Good to see you. All right, so let's talk about it tonight. Is chivalry dead? Is it dead? Is it dead? I want to know. I want to know. Are we in a new age? Is it are we doing 50-50? Absolutely not. I love when my man respects me enough to do that. All right, I hear you. Let's go. Stay on it. Don't go nowhere. I want to talk about it. Are we living in a time where it's unnecessary? It's unpopular. Are we living in a 50-50 age where the women are expected to do 50% and the women want to do 50%? Is that how we're living now? Is that the time we're living in? Is it no longer respectful or appreciative or honorable for a man to pay for dinner? Or are we now want equal rights and equal treatment and all the things of, are we splitting things down the middle? I don't know. I don't know what the stay-at-home wife, is that still a thing? Is that something that women desire, is to stay home and take care of the children the traditional way? Is that something that we are interested in doing? I don't know. I don't know. But I want to talk about it tonight. I think it's extremely, extremely interesting to me because I'm not going to give my import. So I'm reading the comments here. It says, let me put this up here. Let me see here. All right, let's go. I want to put this comment up here. So Lady D says, I'm waiting on God to bless me with that man. And yes, opening doors is desirable. Okay. And Lady Josie says, I'm expecting it because my dad always opened doors for my mom and I. All right. So y'all speaking your mind tonight. So you expect it. Good. Okay. Anybody else got something they want to say about this? Tasmania, I think that's your name. I hope I got your name right, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I might have said it wrong. She said, absolutely not. I love it when my man respects me enough to do that, to open doors and to treat me in a certain manner. All right. Y'all share this. Please share this. We got to have the conversation tonight. I'm going to tell you why. It's psychologically important for this to happen for the male. And we're going to deal with that tonight a little bit. I really want to talk about this tonight. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Now, let me be clear. That's not something that I saw growing up. My mom and dad were not together. And I don't think I ever seen my father open the door for my mom. So it's not something that I grew up with. It's just something that I developed. I don't know where I got it from, to be honest with you. I remember the first place. I remember the first place that I saw this, or I heard about it. Y'all remember was it the hold on a second. I can tell you who it was. It was the Whispers, Treated Like a Lady. Was that Whispers or was that Temptation? I think it was Whispers. Treat Her Like a Lady. Y'all remember that song? How many remember that song, Treat Her Like a Lady? I know my timing, yes, okay, the Whispers. Oh, good, good. My IG name is Dana. God bless you. Good to see you. I remember you. Good to see you. Treat Her Like a Lady, right? Whispers, Treat Her Like a Lady. That's where I got it from. Lady Joe says she don't know. Okay, that's where I got it from. That's where I first heard the lyrics to that song. And I'm gonna tell you the lyrics. I could probably, if I was a singer, I could probably sing it for. But I'm gonna find the lyrics and I'm gonna read them to you, because this is where I really understood it. And I never really. Let me find the lyrics to. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, and we're gonna get a little deeper into this tonight. We're gonna get a little deeper into this tonight. Okay, here we go. So this is the lyrics to the song. Yeah, baby, it's Temptations. All right, you told me it's Whispers. Temptations. All right, he says here, listen. Uh, I'm the kind of guy. Listen to the words, y'all. It's a powerful song. I love this. It's one of my favorites. Y'all, please share this when you get a chance. I wish I could put it on the screen, but I can't. He says, the song, the lyrics go, I'm the kind of guy who don't believe that chivalry is dead. No, because I believe a woman should be treated with the utmost respect. That's how he says it, right? He says, listen, don't be afraid. Don't turn and walk away. I want to get to know you. Yeah, well, I don't be ashamed. Don't say that love and look me over. He says, you'll find a heart that you have always been looking for. How could anyone ask for much more? Woo, woo, woo. Oh God, this is so much fun. Y'all should y'all gotta get your people in here. We're gonna have a blast with this tonight. All right, here we go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Then it skips down and the song goes. He says, I love this part here. Listen, he says, in this world of liberation, it is so easy to forget that it's so nice to have a man around to lend a helping hand. You can bet you can, baby. All right, here we go. He says, when I was young, my mama used to say, boy, a woman's like a flower. Now, this is the training. This is where that should come from. A woman's like a flower with love on her. With love on her, you shower, right? He said, listen, this is good. Ever since that day, her words never went away. I always will remember to treat my baby tender. Now, this is a song of chivalry, right? This is a song of chivalry. And I don't know that people actually listen to these songs, listen to the words, but for me, I'll learn some things. Like I'm listening to this guy say this stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, that's how you should treat a woman, right? This is how you should treat a woman. This is how you should treat a woman. Then he says here, I think this is fun. I don't know. Y'all may not think it's fun, but I think it's fun. He says, here we go. When I was okay, well, here you'll find a heart that you will always be looking for. How can anybody ask for much, much more? Woo, woo, woo. All right, let's go. He says, now listen, now I like opening doors, picking up, her hanky off the floor, treat her like a lady, light her cigarette if she smokes, even help her with her coat, treat her like a lady, compliment her on her hair, even help her with her chair, treat her like a lady. This is how you learn it. Now listen, she is a bad son of a gun. I'm her loving Don Juan, treat her like a lady. I listen to the words, man. I mean, listen to the words. This is the chivalry in its finest. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to treat her like a lady, I mean, the Temptations can tell you. They're telling you how to treat her like a lady. They're giving you the game. They're giving you the story. They're giving you the training right here in the song. This is how I learned. This is how I learned. No one said, hey, man, you got to do this. You got to do that. None of that. This is how I learned. This is literally, I remember the song. I was a young boy and Lady Conquest. This is how I learned how to treat her like a lady. Right? This is how I learned it. All right, here we go. I love this stuff. Listen, go follow me, y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but you listen, start teaching your young girls. And I'm going to help y'all. I'm going to help you to kind of change that that sting that a lot of our young ladies have. And I understand why you have it. I understand why you have that edge. I understand why you have that that strength, that thing that y'all got, and it's getting in the way of the blessing. It's getting in the way of it's getting in the way, and I'm going to help you how to fix that tonight, right? Because it's so critical for you to fix it. Let's go. Let me read some of these words to you. So this is how I learned about chivalry. I learned it from the Temptation song, Treat Her Like a Lady. Right? So again, he says, now I like opening doors, picking up her hanky off the floor, treat her like a lady. I'm gonna say it again. Light her cigarette if she smokes, even help her with her coat, treat her like a lady. I love this. Compliment on her hair, even help her with her chair, treat her like a lady. Now, boy, you should remember to be a gentleman. Amen. To be a gentleman. Treat her like a lady. That's how I learned it. So is chivalry dead? I want to hear from you. So I got a couple of you said, no, it's not dead. No, they still honor that. They still respect it. Right? They still respect it. Well, let me tell you, it's, and I'm going to deal with it a little bit more, but this whole 50-50 thing that we're splitting down the middle with, I never even thought about that. That's never even ever crossed my mind. I don't never thought about doing that. In fact, the first date that my wife and I went on, she actually tried to be, I think she was really serious trying to be kind, and I was offended. I'm not mad. I don't, please. don't do that to me. I am not, that is beneath me. That's how I literally saw it when she's like, well, you want me to, do you want, I was like, how, please, that is so beneath me to even consider, or the fact that you even said that to me. I was bothered by that. I was bothered. And I told her, I was bothered by that. That's not ever how I ever thought about going to dinner. And unless it's my birthday or you doing something for me, we're in a relationship kind of thing. But during courting, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even now, I pick up the tab. I don't even expect my wife to pick up the tab. I don't even look at her about picking the tab. We go out to dinner. We just left dinner today. Went to dinner the other night. Went to dinner tonight. I picked the tab up, right? That's how it goes. Okay. So how y'all feel about 50-50? Ladies, talk to me, because I'm going to get to it tonight. How do you feel about this 50-50 thing? I mean, do you really want to be? Because I think what happens with the money is the confusing part, right? Because when the money comes in, then this entitlement. Then you think that it kind of carry a certain weight. And the reason why the money really messes up people is because some of the ladies don't really understand that the money really doesn't really mean entitlement. If you got a real solid man, he's not bothered by the money. The money don't do anything for him or against him. Are you hear me? So Lady Conquest. Okay. So I hope you are old school. All right. So the money thing is not really, I had to ask, the money thing is not really what it's an issue for men. We're not solid men. I'm not talking about the guys y'all talking about. I'm talking about solid men. Solid men are not really counting your money. He's not counting what you do. He's not counting it. He's not expecting it. Are you hearing me? Right? He's not looking for it. He's holding his own. He's always considered holding his own. So the 50% is for you, not for him. If he's a solid guy, it's you talking 50%. It's for you, because that's a thought that women have, or what you've been taught, or what you've seen, or what you experience. And a lot of men are talking about, I hear a lot of this back and forth conversation as it relates to rights and authority, and women taking care of themselves and not needing a man, and all that confusion that has kind of infiltrated and just completely sabotaged our relationships. Are you hear me? All right. Has sabotaged our relationships and has caused us to think differently. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why that's that's problematic. I'm going to talk a little bit about why that's problematic, because there is something very spiritual about us as humans, as God's creation, very something important that God had established with the male. And there's a certain order to what God requires from the male. All right, I want you to understand that. So it's far beyond your logic or your rationale or your theories or your philosophy, because you are changing because of the conditions. It's like somebody who changes a whole process because of one mishap in one day. So the whole system is changing, and it's only because of a few situations. And so now the narrative is that the woman should have power and she should help and she should, she's independent. She don't need a man. But it went too far. Are you hearing me? It went too far. So it went too far. Lady Josie, I see your comment. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. And now we're on a way on the other side of the pendulum. Okay, because that's what happens with us. That's what happens with us. We go too far. We get an idea, we see a situation, and we take it too far. We don't know how to balance that thing out. We don't know how to put things in perspective. We don't know how to really walk this thing out. And the problem is because now we've all automatically leaned to our own understanding, and we've completely ignored what God had established, because what He established has always worked. All right. So Lady Joey says, I am on the fence. In this economy, things are so expensive. I would propose to pay a portion of the tab in the third or the fourth date. Still a problem. But let me tell you why. I respect it. I understand what you're saying, Lady Josie, and I get it. But the problem with that is this. See, there is something very powerful. Okay, let's take it this far. There was a time when men would hunt, right? They would hunt and bring home the kill for the family. How do you think they were able to hunt? God would bless them. God would give him strength. God would give him all that he needs to do that. And when he brings that home to his family, he receives the blessing, right? Which means that he receives the blessing from the wife, from the family, to see his family eating and enjoying and what so have you. That blessing comes from God, because innate in him, it's like when a woman gives birth to a child. When a woman gives birth to a child and she gives that child for her husband, is a blessing to him. She's proud that she was able to give him a child, right? So you can't change that, but that's the same type of blessing that man receives when he blesses his wife with provision and protection and all the things that God requires of us to do. So when you start taking that away and usurping that and trying to add to that, it diminishes the impact of that blessing. And now what's happening is that because the men are raised, predominantly a lot of our young men are raised by women, then we have this feminine mentality that now, let's split it 50-50. That's problematic. And I'm gonna tell you, I really believe that's feminine. I know you might not agree, you might be upset, but that's a feminine mentality, that's a feminine spirit. When you start thinking it's cool for sharing bills and sharing responsibility, especially when it comes to dating and courting and that kind of thing, I think that starts bleeding into feminine. Now, again, if y'all had an arrangement, y'all trying to build and y'all growing and what have you, I understand that too. I understand that you make deals and you live beyond your expenses and whatever the case is and do what you do. But even if the woman works, right, which should be agreement between the both of you, or you agree to certain things, it's the requirement is that this is how, let me tell you how it works in our home, my home, with my life. My wife works. Now, sometimes she didn't work, but she's working now. But I help with the house stuff because she's working. Now, that's a decision that she made to work, and that's fine. I don't want to stop her because she's actually doing something that's really good to help us build a business later, which is part of the plan. But even in that venture, like this is temporary. In that venture, I help pick up some of the stuff here. I know you said, well, Pastor, that's 50-50. Yeah, I help pick up some of the stuff here because why? Because I know it's not fair for her to do all the things that she would do. She never asked me to pick up anything here. She never asked me to wash dishes, never asked me to wash clothes, never asked me to do anything. But I realized that because we are working together, we have an agreement that we're doing this. But it's never, so I don't ask her how much money she make. I don't ask her anything about her check. I don't look for her check. All right. So, but the reality is this, it's because that's what she does. All right. Now, am I still blessed? Do I still prosper? Absolutely. Because in my mind, I am still the responsible one. I'm still the one who blesses. I'm still the one who gives. And that's what God requires of us. There is a blessing to the man who takes care of his family. A lot of this blessing is being lost because a lot of our men don't understand that. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. And a lot of us are raising these young men because now they don't really have the right idea about the woman. They don't, right? And we talk about the weaker sex. I don't mean that derogatorily. It's not a derogative statement. It's just a reality, right? I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna see who's on Instagram. All right, good. So I'm gonna help. We're gonna go a little further with this. When the Bible says a man find a wife, he finds a good thing and obtain the favor of the Lord, right? The Bible says a man is worse than an infidel that don't provide and take care, protect, love his family. Love the wife as Christ loved the church. All those descriptions of what we're supposed to do are in the word of God. And God put that in there so that we will be able to have a certain respect and honor for the woman. There's a certain honor, there's a certain respect, there's a certain mentality that we should learn how to. A man should not ever be comfortable with putting his hands on a woman, no matter how mad she gets. Women can provoke, women are, hit too. But this whole thing about she hit me, I'm hitting her back, man, that don't go with me. I don't, that's never went with me. Some women, listen, now some of them can throw. Now, so I've seen some women that I like, listen, I wouldn't want to tangle with you. But the truth of the matter is this, right? The truth of the matter is this, is that if you are going to be a man in this day and time, if you are raising young men, raise young men to have chivalry, right? Because even if the woman doesn't want it, even if she doesn't want it, he should have it in there. Now, what happens when a man does this? Let me tell you what happens when a man opens the door, when a man, as my man sung in the song, Mr. The Temptations. I love this song, y'all. Help her with her coat. Let me tell you what happens. There's a couple things that happen. One, it reminds you when you open the door for your lady, close the door for your lady, help her with her coat, whatever you do for her, all that chivalry stuff, it does two things. First thing it does, it reminds you of how special she is. Every time you do that, it's a reminder of how special she is. And who is a reminder to? To both of you. It's a reminder to you because it's something you're consciously thinking about doing on her behalf. It's an effort, right? It's an effort. The second thing, it reminds her, right, of how special she is. Unless she doesn't know how to appreciate it. And if she doesn't know how to appreciate it, then that's another conversation. But it's to keep things in order. The second thing it does entirely is that it shows other people, other men, other individuals, how much you love her. It's an outward expression of respect and honor that you have for your lady. So when a guy opens the door for his lady, anybody looking to insult, anybody's looking to offend, they're going to think twice because of how he regards his lady, right? How it's an outward expression on how he honors her. And you can't just do anything to a man's lady. He honors her. That's a problem, Doc. Right? So it shows the world that you deem her special. Right? And then you honor her. The Bible says honor her as a weaker vessel. Now you're showing honor by doing those things to the Lord as a weaker vessel. Doesn't mean that she's a pushover. Doesn't mean that she should be a doormat. Doesn't mean any of that kind of stuff. It means that she's physically the weaker vessel. All right. And it keeps you on task. It keeps you on point. And there is a blessing in it, y'all. I know y'all don't believe me. You don't understand it. I get it. But brother, man, baby girl, it is a blessing. You want to make sure that y'all talk about that because that's something that needs to happen. So is chivalry dead? No. Stop trying to kill it. One time my wife grabbed the door and I was like, listen, don't kill your privilege. Don't ruin your privilege. It's a blessing. Trust me, fellas. Trust me. Open the door, closing the door. It's a blessing. All right. And it's something that you should really talk about if there's an issue. And he should open the door. He should close the door. He should. It's a statement, and it's a powerful statement. Okay. Good evening, Lady Miller Woods, Lady Woods. All right. So y'all, I gave y'all the song tonight. That's how I learn. And my wife says she's blessed every time. I open the door for my wife. I close the door for my wife. My wife don't even, I pump gas for my wife. My wife, I do all that for her. Did she pump gas before? Yeah. Can she pump gas? Yeah. Can she open the door for herself? Yeah. Right? Absolutely. She can do all that stuff. She can do it and did it for years. What's so special about it now? What's that special about it now? Because she's mine. Before she wasn't my lady. And that's one of the benefits of being my lady. That's one of the perks. Are you hearing me? Let's see here. So Lady Josie put something out there. She said, I understand. I definitely let him pay when I met that man, the man that God chose for me. When I meet, gotcha. All right, so yeah, so it listen, I'm gonna tell you, it's an arrangement that men should have with God because of who we are. It's a blessing. Trust me, I'm telling you, it does a lot. It does a lot for your children, right? One time I remember my grandson, when I was getting out of the car, because he knows I opened the door for my wife, he went to grab the door, right? Because he's starting to pick it up. He's starting to see it, right? He's starting to understand it. You don't hit a woman, right? You open the door for her. She's a weaker vessel. She's special. She's a gift from God. See, once you start a gift, you take care of, right? Right? A gift, you take care of a gift. You treasure a gift. So if the woman is really a gift, which she is, then you have to take care of that gift. And a gift, if you know you're a gift, and you should only expect to be taken care of a certain way, treated a certain way. Not in arrogance, and that's the other thing too, that's ruining a lot of this whole 50-50 mess, making this whole thing a problem with our community. Is this whole 50-50, and I don't need no man, and I can pay my own bills. I get it. And some of you had to, and yeah, you are angry, and yeah, you are mad, and yeah, men did this and men do that. But let me help you. Don't fall off your square. Come back on, get back on point, because what'll happen if you don't expect it, if you don't carry yourself like someone who should require that, then you won't get it. Are you hearing me? And there's a blessing in it. Now let's go a little deeper. I want to turn the corner. I want to talk a little bit about so let me I want to share this clip with you, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit, okay? Hope y'all can see it. I hope I don't get in trouble with sharing this. It's the reunion of the preacher's housewife. And I'm gonna play this section between. There's a discourse between Bishop Noel Jones's wife, and I'll let y'all see it, and we're gonna talk about what y'all think. All right, please share this, hit the like button, tell somebody that we're on. This is going to be pretty interesting. All right, here we go. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Ministry, we go home. That's what you're entitled to. When I'm there, I'm serving you. When I get home, I serve myself and my husband.
Well, you know, one thing I've always wanted to know, first ladies. First of all, it's interesting because before you got married, you were just Lavette and Loretta. Now you have a title that people, does it kind of make you feel a little like royalty a little bit?
No,
No, just regular, huh?
you're just regular. You just come to church, and if you're a part of the ministry, you get your hands dirty. You're a part of it.
But everyone's eyes are on you constantly. Don't you feel like you have to dress a certain way? You have to talk a certain way?
You know what? Definitely.
Okay, so let me chime in on this real quick. Please share this. This is going to be good for y'all. So a few years ago, there was this show called The Preachers of LA. And what they're doing is they're doing a reunion where they're going back talking about you know what happened and how they're faring now. And these people were a part of that show. It was actually pretty interesting. Some people hated it, some people liked it. How many of you remember this show back then, back in the day? Some people hated it, some people liked it, some people, you know, had mixed feelings and so forth. How many of y'all remember that? Anybody remember this show? Preachers of LA, Preachers of New York, Preachers of Atlanta. They had different cities. That Preachers of Detroit, I think they did. I think they did that. But they had a lot of these shows, and there was a bunch of them. Then they did a bunch of preachers, and they did first ladies, and they did all kinds of stuff, basketball housewives, and so there was all this reality TV going on back then. And so this was one of the shows at the church. I think Dietrich Hadding was the one who kind of launched this thing and got these preachers to talk and work things out. And we found it was very interesting, actually. And Loretta, as you see here, was she was a part of that because her and Bishop Jones were in a relationship. Some skepticism as to how deep that relationship was and what it was really about. But it was such that, you know, the fellas knew, right? So the fellas knew what the deal was. But you know, there was all some kind of skirting around it, and we're gonna get into I think they're gonna get into a little bit in this talk right here. But the reason why I thought this was this is good to watch was because it's going to talk a little bit about something that it's going to deal a little about chivalry. All right, let's and right now Loretta has addressed an issue about being now the first lady and the spotlight on her. The host here, I forget the lady's name that's hosting this. I should do better with this kind of stuff, but I'm not that good with it. And she's a comedian, pretty funny too, but she's hosting this and she's kind of asking. She's actually moderating this, and she's actually talking about asking certain questions. So she posed a question like, y'all was just who y'all were, and now you are the first lady. You are of a certain status. You are of a certain position, and what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that seem like? And they're going to talk about that. And out of this conversation, we're going to see something about chivalry. Let's go. All right. Okay, let's get into it.
You don't feel, when you have the right perspective, you don't feel royalty, but I am extremely opinionated. I'm a very independent thinker, and I think out of the box. And to oftentimes bring that in and make sure that I don't, you know, overstep my husband or try to present myself as though I'm usurping authority over him.
Well,
That's probably my greatest challenge because my personality.
wait, I want to stop right there. I know I'm going to interrupt a little bit, but did y'all see how she looked at him when she said something? I can't help it. I pick up these little things all the time. She's talking and then she glances over at him. And it was kind of interesting. Yeah, I want y'all to see that. Tell me if you recognize this. If you see that she glances at him when she's saying something to kind of see. Listen.
You don't feel royalty, but I am extremely opinionated. I'm a very independent thinker, and I think out of the box. And to oftentimes bring that in and make sure that.
Y'all see that right there? Y'all see that? I caught it, right? She's talking about her being opinionated, bringing that in, and she glanced over at her husband. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Those of you on Instagram, good to see you. Please share. This is good. Please share, please like. We're talking about chivalry. Yeah. That's a little sting. There's something going on with that. Let's go.
That I don't, you know, overstep my husband or try to present myself as though I'm usurping authority over him. That's probably my greatest challenge because my personality, my natural personality is to be out there.
So the hardest part of
That's
hardest,
probably my greatest challenge. Is
so the
like,
greatest challenge to you then is making sure he's pleased.
no, I just, because I'm, because I'm a woman of the word, I know what the word says and I know what I'm supposed to. So my
What does
inclination,
the word say?
my inclination is to speak
You
up
know
and
what it
speak
says about what?
in terms of pleasing and that I'm to be submitted.
So you're answering my question. That the great
So the husband's like, y'all saw that, right? The husband's like, well, what? So what the word say? let's talk about that. What the word say? Now, they've been married for a long time, y'all, right? So Jones is asking the question. Jones is like, so your greatest challenge is pleasing your husband, right? Your greatest challenge is pleasing your husband. And she said no. But then Jones is y'all. Let me tell you something about Bishop Jones. Brilliant man. So sometimes you got to be very careful when you're talking to men who are highly intellectual, philosophical. They have a really, they listen to everything you say, and they got 10 steps in front of you and 5 steps behind you, and they get into intent and inflections and all that stuff. Watch Jones pick this apart a little bit. Let me back up a little bit. So Jones jumps in. She's explaining of how to be submitted, what the word says to her marriage, and what the Jones jumps in.
That's probably my greatest challenge because my personality, my natural personality.
She said that's probably my greatest challenge is to not overstep. She's opinionated. She is going to say what she has to say. So her greatest challenge is to not usurp, right? So she said usurp authority over her husband. Let's go.
Is to be out there.
So the hardest part of
That's probably my greatest challenge.
So the greatest challenge to you then is making sure he's pleased.
No, I just, because I'm, because I'm a woman of the word, I know what the word says and I know what I'm supposed to. So my inclination,
What does the word say?
my inclination is to speak up
You know
and
what it
speak
says about what?
in terms of pleasing and that I'm to be submitted.
So you're answering my question. That the greatest challenge you have is to say subject to him.
You said to please him.
If you were getting on a jet,
Okay.
and you're going from, say, New York to LA,
Yes.
and both of
Now, just so y'all know, this is why I raised this point. And I'm going to talk about this is interesting to pick this up. Now, remind you, we're talking to seasoned, mature men. These guys are in their 70s, if not more, but I'm sure they're around this. They're in their 70s. And they've been around a long time. They've been preaching all over the world, well known, well renowned. Good to see you, Lady Roz. Good to see you, Lady Youngblood. God bless you, woman of God. All right, so these guys are seasoned guys. Now listen to how they talk about this. Right? I want y'all to see this.
you walk on the jet, and there was only one first class seat, and somebody had.
All right, hold on. Let's go back.
And both of
Him.
When you come
if
in,
you were getting on a jet,
I love this.
and you're going from, say, New York to LA,
Yes.
and
Listen to this analogy.
Is to say
I'm sorry.
subject
Let's
to
go.
him.
You said to please him.
if you were getting on a jet,
Okay.
and you're going from, say, New York to LA.
Yes.
And both of you walk on the jet, and there was only one first class seat, and somebody had to go to coach, somebody had to sit in first.
Okay.
How would you arrange that?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Brother, if I was on a desert island and it wasn't nothing but a box of peanuts,
No, I didn't ask
do
you
you
that.
think
I
I'm
asked
giving
you
her a
about the
whole box
first
of
class
peanuts?
seat. You would go first class
I would
and
go
put your
first
wife in
class.
coach.
Yeah, she don't mind sitting coach. I do. I can't sit up there
Wait,
like
Bishop,
I can't sit up
Bishop,
there like sardine.
Wait, okay. So wait. Lady Roz, I know you ain't gonna leave me in this. Listen. Now, I want y'all to see this now. This is something that I'm not okay. All right, this is something that okay. So Jones raised the point. Listen, you're on a jet. There's only one first class seat, and you're going Vegas, whatever you're going. And so the preacher, I forgot his name. Bishop, I forgot his name. Lord help me. Ron, I know it's Bishop Ron something. I forgot his name. Anyway, he said, if we were in a desert island. Now listen to how he tries to kind of skirt around the question. Jones was talking about being on a plane, giving up a first class seat. This guy says, wait, if and Jones is posing a question to Bishop Ron. If you are on a jet and there's only one first class seat, who gets that seat? He cuts Jones off and he says, no. If we're on a desert island and there's only one pack of peanuts left, Jones says, I didn't ask you about the peanuts. I didn't ask you about being in the desert. I asked you about the plane, right? And there's a reason why Jones put it this way, right? Now listen. And this guy, he goes into this whole big diatribe about how he wants to give her a can of peanuts if he's in a desert, which clearly I'm not sure if that, you can say you'll do that, but I don't know. All right, let's go. But we're going to find out really where this guy is. Let's go. Oh boy, this is good. This is good. Let's go.
It's not whether she minds. It's inappropriate.
Okay, here we go. Listen.
box of peanuts?
Listen.
Ask me that.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
And both of you.
My inclination,
Have is to say subject to him.
you said to please him.
If you were getting on a jet
Okay.
and you're going from, say, New York to LA,
Yes.
and both of you walk on the jet, and there was only one first class seat, and somebody had to go to coach, somebody had to sit in first.
Okay.
How would you arrange that?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Brother, if I was on a desert island and it wasn't nothing but a box of peanuts,
No, I didn't ask
do
you
you
that.
think
I
I'm
asked
giving
you
her a
about the
whole box
first
of
class
peanuts?
seat. You would go first class
I would
and
go
put your
first
wife in
class.
coach.
Yeah, she don't mind sitting coach. I do. I can't sit up there like
Bishop,
I can't sit up
Bishop,
there like sardines.
It's not whether she minds. It's inappropriate for a man to sit in first class and put his wife in the
I've
back.
claustrophobic.
Oh, wait.
That's not how Christ loved the church, man. That's not exemplified
Oh,
Christ's
here we
love.
go. Here we go. It just got ugly. it just got ugly. All right, let's go. All right, so ladies, y'all heard what the bishop said. Please, women of God, y'all, he said, listen, he said, Jones asked the question, if you were on a plane and you were going to whatever you were going to, and there was only a first seat ticket in the first class and one in the coach, who gets to coach? Who gets to coach? He says, if I was on a desert island, Jones said, I ain't say that. Who gets to stop playing games, man? You know what I said. Who gets to coach? And Ron says, she don't mind. Listen, she don't mind sitting in coach. Wait. Are you serious? She don't mind. She don't mind sitting in coach. She don't mind Now that to me is problematic. That's it. That's it. Oh my goodness, goobly goobly goo. I don't even know how you even say that. I don't even know how you say that. And it with a straight face, like you said something that was right. Like ain't nobody in this whole setting gonna be like have a problem with that. That's the reason why you try to change the narrative, my brother, my brother Bishop. That's why you try to change the story. You try to change the whole scenario because you were trying to do something else. He said you had a. He said he doesn't like the sardines situation. So what make now look at his wife is kind of, she's a little hefty. So what makes you think, my brother, that you see how your size of your wife, you see her size, you know she's not going to be comfortable in that little seat, whereas you are not as full figured as she is. Just for practical purposes, just to think about that now, because your argument is you don't want to be squished like a sardine. Are you okay? Y'all ain't got no comment. Ain't nobody got nothing to say about this. All right, let's go. That joke was funny to me. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit. He says she don't mind, and like look at Loretta. Loretta is up in it. Loretta is for it. Woo! Loretta is here for it. She about to go in. Love it. Here we go. Check this out.
No, I didn't ask
Do
you
you
that.
think
I
I'm
asked
giving
you
her a
about the
whole box
first
of
class
peanuts?
seat. You would go first class
I would
and
go
put your
first
wife in
class.
coach.
Yeah, she
Wait. He gonna give her the whole box of peanuts. Oh, I'm about to run around the studio. He gonna give her the whole box of oh God. Y'all don't. This is hilarious to colleycriss. He gonna give her the whole box of peanuts. That's what this man said. He gonna give her the box of peanuts. But wait. Now it tells you how. Right, the wife must go. Absolutely, no question. But let's go. Y'all don't like this. I know y'all mad at me. But here we go. He gonna give her the box of peanuts. I know I'm taking a long time.
Coach, I do. I can't sit up there like
Bishop,
I can't sit up
Bishop,
there like sardines.
It's not whether she minds. It's inappropriate for men.
Nadine, look at her. She looking at him like, are you? Did you just say that on national TV? You just said that?
And both of you walk on the jet, and there was only one first class seat, and somebody had to go to coach, somebody had to sit in first.
Okay.
How would you arrange that?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Brother, if I was on a desert island and it wasn't nothing but a box of peanuts,
No, I didn't ask
do
you
you
that.
think
I
I'm
asked
giving
you
her a
about
whole
the
box of
first class
peanuts?
seat.
Nobody asked you
You
about no
would go
peanuts.
first class
I would
and
go
put your
first
wife in
class.
coach.
Yeah, she don't mind sitting coach. I do. I can't sit up there like
Bishop,
I can't sit up
Bishop,
there like sardines.
It's not whether she minds. It's inappropriate for a man to sit in first class and put his wife in the back.
Is that true? Ladies, is that true? Loretta said it is inappropriate for you to put your wife in coach and you sit in first class when there's only one seat in first class. Do y'all think that's inappropriate? That's what Loretta said as a lady. Come on, y'all quiet tonight. I can't believe y'all quiet tonight. I want to y'all quiet tonight. Is that accurate? Nobody got nothing to say? Ain't nobody got nothing to say. And none of you ladies got nothing to say. Is that accurate? Okay, Lady Jolie said true. Is that correct? Is it inappropriate for the man to get mad if you want? Oh, like Roz, is that inappropriate? Lady Chris says she's right. Come on, tell me. Y'all, come on, say something. I know I got the mean emoji face. Huh? Yeah, y'all ain't saying nothing. Is that inappropriate? Is Loretta right in this one? I'm thinking she is. I'm with Loretta on this, to be honest with you. All right, let's go. Y'all gonna hold out. Y'all ain't saying nothing. All right. I thought, okay, let's go. Loretta's like, it's inappropriate. It is not right. This is strong words. Loretta, going at it.
Phobia.
That's not how Christ loved the church, man. That's not exemplified.
I love the way the brothers jumped up, though. I love the way the brothers jumped up. I gotta reconnect. I love the way the brothers jumped up. They're like, nah, we ain't putting us in that. All right, let's go. I lost all my Instagram crew. They only give you an hour over Instagram. Then you gotta go back and start over and blah blah blah. All right, let's go.
Whole box of peanuts.
You would go first class
I would
and
go
put your
first
wife in
class.
coach.
Yeah, she don't mind sitting coach. I do. I can't sit up there like
listen,
I can't sit up there like sardines.
It's not whether she minds. It's inappropriate for a man to sit in first class and put his wife in
I
the
have
back.
claustrophobia.
That's not how Christ loved the church, man. That's not exemplifying Christ's love.
I don't. How you
The
sit?
bride goes first. The woman goes first.
What he said, this man said he has claustrophobia. Now, every one of us have been on a plane. And you sitting next to somebody on the plane will not trigger claustrophobia. You need your own jet, doc. Now, that right there, that was far-fetched to me. I'm sorry, my brother. I'm sorry. But I ain't going for that one. I have claustrophobia. You ain't in a box. You sitting to, and listen, in any jet, the jets today, I mean, you are not that pinched up unless you are a certain size. So whatever you pushing, we ain't buying. Right? You got claustrophobia. I'm telling you, this is an OG, if you will. I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody called me the OG the other day. I was like, oh, I'm an OG. Some kid was like, all right, what's up, OG? All right, you got an OG. I'm like, OG? I'm an OG now? Okay, I'll be an OG. All right, so let's go. So he's like, I have claustrophobia. Are you mad? Listen, don't get me started. This is the problem today. Let's go. Y'all ready? Let's go back to it.
That's not how Christ loved the church, man. That's not exemplifying Christ's love.
I don't. How you
The
sit?
bride goes first. The woman goes first. You gotta love her.
No, the
Yes.
man was created first. So that gives you a clue right there.
No, she's your helpmeet.
Right. So I'm gonna
Your
help her.
partner.
I'm gonna help her to coach.
Okay.
Do you mind going coach, babe?
Wait. Did that dude just say, I'm going to help her to coach? I'm going to help her to coach? Did y'all just hear this man say, I'm going to help her to coach? God made man first. That's, yo. Is it me? Is it me? That was foul on all levels. I don't care how you slice that. That was foul. I'm gonna help her to coach. God made man first. I was like, I'll help him all right. I'm gonna help. This is that nonsense. And so Dietrich is going to the word, man. God made her be the helpmate. That means that she's to help you. You have the assignment, right? You are the lead. So you are supposed to help her. You are supposed to regard her as a weaker vessel. So what does that mean? That means, right? That means as weak, not weak in strength, not weak in authority, but weak in terms of passion, comfort, softness, comfortability. That you should be able to take the more difficult situation, the more difficult circumstance, the more difficult, uncomfortable situation for your wife. That's what that means. He quoted God made the man first, but that had no basis. That was just him grabbing at straws. And then he told what I believe was just kind of exaggerative. I have claustrophobia. I don't believe that for a minute. But the point is, when he said God made us first, and then Haddon says, well, she's a weaker vessel, which means that the Bible says regard her as a weaker vessel. He says she's a helpmate. She's a gift. The wife's a gift. The wife was a gift to help him. Adam had the problem. What was the problem? It's not good that man be alone. Oh, y'all, don't get me started. That's the problem. God said, oh, wait, Adam, you got a problem. What's my problem? It's not good that you be alone. It's not good that you be all one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, God bless you, Dr. Fountain, I'm going to give you a helpmate so that you are not alone. So I'm going to give you a gift, and you are to take care of her, watch over her, cherish her, love her, right? You are to leave your mother and father and cleave to her. I'm in the book. I'm in the book. You are to make it's going to be inconvenient for you. You leave your mother and father. You leave your home and cleave to her. Oh God. That's the word. I'm just giving the word now. All right, y'all gonna be all right? Here we go. So Haddon is going off on him now. Haddon's like, yo, man, what kind of nuts? And I love the way the guys look at how the men jumped up. Haddon jumped up. Jones got on the edge of his seat. He's like, whoa, the brother right here is kind of laid back. Don't know what he's all about, but check it out. Let's go. Here we go.
If my husband's fine with me,
First class
I would
and
go
put
The
That's
church,
not-
man.
Now, the
That's not
reason-
exemplifying
Levette, how do
Christ's
you feel
love.
about this?
I don't. How you
The
say?
bride goes first. The woman goes
reason-
first. You gotta love her.
No, the
Yes.
man was created first. So
Mm.
that gives you a clue right there.
No, she's your helpmeet.
Right. So I'm gonna
Your
help her.
partner.
I'm gonna help her
What clue? Go
to
ahead.
coach.
King.
Do you mind going coach, babe?
if my husband's fine with me,
He said she don't mind sitting the coach, right? A few minutes ago. Now he talking about, do you mind going to coach, babe? How do you not even know? How do you not even know that your wife would have a problem with coach? I know they've been married for a lot of years. I've been married to my wife for 3 years, and I know if I did that, she'd be looking at me like side eye. My wife is the most humblest, sweetest. Listen, she'd be like, now something's wrong with this, because she knows based on it'd be inconsistent, and this is a clue. It'd be inconsistent with the way that I treat her, and it would raise some issues because, like, wait a minute, that's not consistent with the man who opens the door, with the man who cherishes me, with the man who loves me, with the man who does all this stuff for me. And now I'm sitting in coach and he's in first class. That's inconsistent. That's something fell out. The bottom fell out. Something's wrong with that. And the reason why there's a clue here that he does this to her, this is how he treats her. This is how he treats her. This is how he regards her. And this is how you can tell that chivalry is dead in this situation. And I could be judging him. He could get mad and whatever, but I have a problem with this. And it's not my business per se, but I have a problem with the idea, the ideology of this. All right, let's go.
we fly first class. But there are times when I buy the ticket.
She gonna save
So I'm
him.
gonna help her to.
Partner.
She gonna listen. Watch what she does for him. Watch what she does.
Bride goes first. The
Watch
woman
what she
goes
does.
first. You gotta love her.
No, the
Yes.
man was created first. So that gives you a clue right there.
No, she's your helpmeet.
Wait, y'all. Wait. I know I keep stopping, and y'all. I know I'm getting on your nerves. He puts her on the spot by asking her. See that question, really, Ron? Sorry, I can't call him Bishop because he's not. I'm gonna put this up here, Lady Roz. Hope you're okay with that. Because he's not respectful of his queen. But I want you to see something here. Now, I watch people. I'm very observant. I'm very clear. I see a lot, y'all. And when you see it, you start seeing certain things. And there's a certain trait here that's really coming through in this conversation. And I don't think he realizes really what he did. And I want you to see how she responds now. She goes to say something, and then she pulls back when he says
So I'm
something.
gonna help her to coach.
King.
Do you mind going coach, babe?
If my husband's flying with me, we fly first class. But there are times when I buy the ticket. I buy the ticket. I'm the church administrator.
But if you both walk on,
Wait, I want to go back here. She's
Sit
getting
in
ready to
first
listen
class
to this.
and put his wife in
I
the
have
back.
claustrophobia.
That's
I've
not how
never
Christ
seen-
loved the
that's
church,
not-
man.
the
That's not
reason-
exemplifying
Levette, how do
Christ's
you feel
love.
about this?
I don't. How you
The
say?
bride goes
Watch
first.
this,
The
watch
woman
this,
goes
watch this.
first. You gotta love her.
No, the
Yes.
man was created first. So that
Boom. That right there. She goes to reach out to touch him. Right? She goes to reach out to touch him, and then she pulls back her hand. She's like, "What? Now, you just doing the most." Right? She goes to reach out to touch him, and she's like, "He's off." Look at her face. Right there. Look at her face. He's off. And she knows he's off. Let's go.
gives you a clue right there.
No, she's your help me.
Right. So I'm gonna
Your
help her.
partner.
I'm gonna help her to coach.
Okay.
Do you mind going coach, babe?
If my husband's flying with me, we fly first class. But there are times when I buy the ticket. I buy the ticket. I'm the church administrator.
But if you both walk on the plane, do you feel like old school, like I'm gonna let him take it? He's the pastor, he's the bishop, he goes up.
If he's,
What I'm saying is how
if we bought that
your
ticket,
mindset, there's nothing. First of all, let me say, there's no judgment here. Forget that, forget them.
no,
There's no judgment. It's
Yeah, there's some judgment. Sorry. I'm not. There's some judgment. Let's go.
how you judging?
I'm judging.
You judging? Y'all can judge.
Yeah, we judging. Yeah, I'm sorry, Doc. We judging. We judging by we are fruit inspectors. All right. We are fruit inspectors. Let's go. We fruit inspectors. Let's go. My man's like, I'm judging. Don't be talking for me. All right. Okay, let's go.
Judge. I'm not judging.
What were you gonna counsel me on to save a marriage?
I was just trying to help you. I was just trying to help you. Here's the bottom line to answer your question. How was I gonna counsel you in the marriage? Here's this.
Okay.
Remember this as long as
All
you
right,
live,
got it.
young man,
Okay.
who's
All
went
right.
through a devastating divorce.
Wait, did he just
Listen-
pull a
listen-
little
listen
rank
to
on
this.
me? All right, let's go. Let's go. Bring it.
I think, and this is going to help you think. Many times parents want to be understood,
Yes.
but they don't want to understand. You got to be able to see through the eyes of those kids, and
Uh,
not the kids always seeing through the eyes, and you explain why mommy and daddy divorced.
the arrogance for you to. I mean, we've been dancing around it, but
asked me a
the
question,
extreme
brother.
arrogance for
You asked
you
me a
to.
question, my brother.
I'll let you finish.
You
Then
said,
I'll
why
finish.
is it that how I want to give you some advice on
I don't need
marriage.
advice that's ignorant. And
What's
I've
ignorant?
I've
What
listened.
part is that
We've all
ignorant,
listened
Wayne?
patiently.
What
Oh, wait. Like Ross said, I'm definitely judging. He's about to blow his spot. Now, I love this. I'm going to get back to the chivalry part in a minute because I think this is kind of where we have failed in this generation. I think this is where we failed, and Ron here is coming out a little salty, and he's coming out a little salty, and it's not a good look. Not a good look. All right, let's talk about it.
You judging?
I'm judging.
You judging? Y'all can judge. I'm not judging.
Yeah, well,
Like old school, like I'm gonna let him take it. He's the pastor.
right? So I'm gonna
Your
help her.
partner.
I'm gonna help her to coach.
Okay.
Do you mind going coach, babe?
if my husband's flying with me, we fly first class. But there are times when I buy the ticket. I buy the ticket. I'm the church administrator.
But if you both walk on the plane, do you feel like old school, like I'm gonna let him take it? He's the pastor, he's the bishop, he goes up.
If he's,
What I'm saying is how
if we bought that
your
ticket,
mindset, there's nothing. First of all, let me say, there's no judgment here. Forget that, forget them.
no.
see, so you see her trying to defend him, right? You see her trying not to make him look bad, and the only way she can do that is by taking the hit. And she's trying to take the hit, and the conversation shifts a little bit. But it was an ugly move, and that's one of the reasons why chivalry is dead, because guys like this who still think they're a player, who still think they got it, who still acting like they trying to be caught up with. This is a identity crisis. This is one of them. This dude still struggling with who he is, and he's not. He's trying to be in a position of authority, but then still trying to be young and what so have you. And it's coming out. It's coming out here big, and this is also underlying thing. You know, when guys, and I know a little bit about this, when guys don't revere their women and they start losing respect for her and start treating her like she's just whatever. There's a whole nother underlining issue when it comes to that. That's why I said chivalry is important, because what chivalry does, chivalry keeps the main thing, right? You can't keep up strong chivalry if you have a disdain for somebody. It'll be the tail. And that's why the ladies, y'all should really want that, because now once you see that has shifted, it'll help warn you that there's a problem in your marriage, even if it's not being said. The challenge of a lot of men don't talk, right? When men are hurt, start to withdraw, things will start changing. And if you pick it up other ways, right? You know, where, you know, he used to call, he don't call. Where he used to tell you where he is, he don't tell you. Little things start showing up. There's a breach in your marriage. There's a breach in your relationship. That's why it's good to start off strong with chivalry and keep certain things in play, because you can start telling there's issues. There's a falling away. You don't do this no more. You don't do that no more. You know, those things start becoming a telltale sign. And the reason why a man and a woman want to do that is because, you know, sometimes when you fall into certain situations and relationships, or you're in an indiscretion compromising position, you know, you want that wife to be able to pull that out and say, listen, that don't look right, because that'll save your life. That'll save your marriage. It'll save you. Because when you are in a compromising situation and you don't have any covering, right? That's what covering is. Covering is, babe, what's wrong? There's a problem in our marriage. You don't do this anymore. You don't do that anymore. Things that are simple, things that don't require a lot of emotional things. It helps with, and I know I'm going around with this, but I'm trying to help y'all to see this. It helps with keeping things on task. And if you need help, you can get help quick before it gets worse. So the more you ignore it, the more you don't see it, the more you can hide, the worse it gets. This guy here with his wife, there's a disregard for her. And it is so blatant that it came out in public, right? It is so blatant. And you can imagine what she deals with in the private, probably how he talks to her in private. It is so blatant and so, you know, out exposed that it really is really ugly. And I'm disappointed, actually. All right, let's go.
There's no judgment. It's
I'm
how
judging.
you judge it.
I'm judging.
You judge it. Y'all can judge. I'm not judging.
Who were you gonna counsel me on to save a marriage?
I was just trying to help you. I was just trying to help you. Here's the bottom line to answer your question. How was I going to counsel you in the marriage? Here's this. Remember
Okay.
this as long
All
as you
right,
live,
got it.
young man,
Okay.
who's
All
went
right.
through a devastating divorce.
Wait, did he just pull a little
listen
ring
to
on
this.
me? All right, let's go. Let's go. Bring it.
I think, and this is going to help you think. Many times parents want to be understood,
Yes.
but they don't want to understand. You got to be able to see through the eyes of those kids, and
Uh,
not the kids always seeing through the eyes, and you explain why mommy and daddy divorced.
the arrogance for you to. I mean, we've been dancing around it,
You
but
asked me a question.
You see now, this is where, Ron is throwing rocks, trying to embarrass this young man. I forget who he is, and they try to bring his stuff out, you know, mush him in the face. So again, this is that nonsense. This is something that he did not have to do. But my man he's going to hold his own. He's going to deal with it. And his response to that was stupid. That's another thing about this generation. This generation, these younger guys, they're smart. You can't just say anything you want to them and think they're going to listen. They are thinkers. They're thinkers. And you're going to have to come up with a little bit more than blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go.
extreme
brother.
arrogance for
You asked
you
me a
to.
question, my brother.
I'll let you finish.
You
Then
said,
I'll
why
finish.
is it that how I want to give you some advice on
I don't
marriage.
need advice. That's ignorant. And
What's
I've
ignorant? What
listened.
part is that
We've all
ignorant,
listened
Wayne?
patiently.
What part of that is ignorance when
If
they
you
see you and your wife
if you
be
allow me to
reconciled,
explain,
brother?
if you allow me to explain,
Yes,
then
sir.
I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
She asked you about making assumptions, and you've made assumptions
Nobody asked me about
Oh
making
God,
children.
Lady Raj, that was funny.
For you to
No, sir.
suggest
No, sir.
that, for you to suggest as if it's news that is devastating my children would imply that number one, I don't know that.
No, I'm taking that from
Number
what you said.
number two,
From what you said, you
num-
explained to the children. Crossed all the T's,
the,
dotted
Bi-
all
the
the
Bible
I's.
teaches us
That's what
certain
you
things
said.
don't require an answer. Let's carry on.
Why you
Go
gonna
ahead,
bring?
Wayne. Go
No,
ahead.
Yeah, I want to hear it too.
No.
You going
So
good?
at certain times, silence is better.
No.
And
no.
again,
And
You
sometimes
too
it is.
silent
and
sometimes.
listen,
Go ahead.
I'm not
Be
too
silent.
silent.
Go
Listen,
ahead. Well, hold on.
Wayne,
Go ahead,
Wayne,
Wayne.
I'm not
I want
identifying
what's
it,
best for you.
and I won't say
Whispers.
this as a man of God,
hold on
but
one
you know, I'm in the tension between whether I'm giving pearls to pigs or not.
Yes,
As
sir.
Bishop talked about,
Yes, sir.
this is not a legal matter. It's a human matter.
Exactly. I agree.
The pressure that you saw as he described what happened 40 years ago,
Mhm.
it still brought him to tears.
Of course.
We're talking about, for me, a little under a couple years ago. I'm good. But
No, I empathize
again,
with you, though.
the assumption that the kids weren't weighed, that everything I spent my entire life, my grandfather spent his
The
entire life.
assumption that what?
Hold on.
No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Hold
part.
on. To
The
be,
assumption that the kids what?
Let him speak, Bishop.
I didn't understand him, Dietrich.
We trying
Okay.
to get
What
understanding.
you
All
said?
right,
The
all right.
understanding that the kids what?
Go
the
ahead, Wayne.
assumption that, again, wrestling with whether my call at times would still be validated. Bishop said years ago, he said, God deals with you based on your heart, but we traffic in a currency that is both horizontal and vertically. I'm vertical. I'm adding to that a little bit. He said, but people deal with you based on your reputation, whether it's true or not, based on opinion. Doesn't make that, for us to make that decision,
Yes.
it's, again, not being disrespectful, but
course.
it's presumptuous, arrogant, and I say this not to diminish your intelligence, but I say ignorant.
Different strokes for different folks.
Sin
Put it
is
right
sin.
there.
Sin is
Sin.
sin. Ain't no
Thank you,
different
babe.
stroke for different folks.
All right, so we heard that, and that was interesting. Now, I first of all don't believe chivalry is dead. I think that you can't kill it because it's still living in me, and every young man that I raised in my life, my sons and my grandson, and my granddaughter, they're gonna know about chivalry. They're gonna understand it. They're gonna see it. They don't see me yelling at my wife, cussing. They don't see me disrespecting her, saying anything foul, off the cuff. I don't do none of that. None of that. And so that's how it's learned. If you treat her like that, then something's wrong. All right, let's go to this next thing. The hospice wives. There's this whole, I'm gonna turn the corner a little bit. There's this whole notion today regarding old G's, old lovers, old guys living their lives, going out here, doing what they do, and they get in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't know if it's 50s, but mid 50s, 60s and 70s. Now they want to buckle down because they really want somebody to take care of them. And when I heard this notion a couple of weeks ago, I was like, wow, I was intrigued by it. And the first thing I did, because I'm just transparent, the first thing I did was say, wait a minute now, am I guilty of this? And of course, after going through it, the purpose of this is when a person has high blood pressure, they have all these health issues, they have all these other things, and they need somebody to take care of them. That's not my situation. I didn't even think about that when my wife and I got together and got married. It was the furthest thing from my mind. I never thought about that. But one of the things I pride myself on is staying healthy just to avoid that. And I do that. I do a good job at it, actually. In fact, in our relationship, I'm the health conscious. Well, my wife is also health conscious, but I'm the one that's like, get in shape, let's lose weight, let's walk, let's stay healthy. I'm the driver in that. And I work hard on that for me because I know that it's important for me to make sure I maintain my health. But this whole notion of hospice wives, is that a real thing? And I want y'all to help me. I want y'all to help unpack that. Is that a real thing? Hospice wives. Some of these guys are being single forever. They're out here. They're living their life. They're, got all these women, womenizing here and there, up and down, all over the place. And then all of a sudden now they want to buckle down and get married. Now, I'll say respectfully that Bishop Jones, him and Loretta got married a few years ago, and he's been knowing her for a lot of years. And Jones is pretty transparent about how he feels about why he didn't get married and what happened to his first marriage and all that stuff. Lady Roz, I thought you was going to bed. All right, so everybody know the history of these two. It was highly publicized in the Preacher of LA. So, but this hospice, but Jones has been sick, right? Jones he's in his 70s now, early 70s. He's got some health challenges. He's very open about that. He had cancer, and he's got some hip issues now, and he's got some other challenges, and she was around for all that time. But is that a thing? Is that something that guys do? Is that something that, because I'll be transparent. I'll be very transparent. I thought about my senior years when the Lord began to deal with me about marriage and making sure. So, when he took me through that process, I think I shared that with a lot of you. A lot of you are not telling me you're on. I know you're here, but you're not telling me you're on. That's fine. You can hang in the back and just listen in. But one of my concerns were, I was like, listen, Lord, if you're going to do this, if I need to do that, then I want to make sure I have enough time to share and to build a healthy marriage. The Lord bless you, Apostle Fountain and Bishop Fountain. God bless you. I want to make sure that I was young enough to give my best, the years I have, right, and I want to give my wife the best I have. I want to make sure I was good at health, and so yeah, when I got married, my blood pressure I'm good, my health is good. I've had to I still maintain that because I don't want to be a hospice. My wife's a nurse by profession, right? So she's a nurse. Has a nurse license. But she's on top of health. But one of the things my wife will tell you is that I'm on it, right? Sometimes she might say, well, you probably shouldn't have this. And she's, she'll do the wife thing. She makes sure. Now, wonderful thing about her, she's like, listen, you got to get your ears checked. You got to get your eyes checked. Last time I had my ears checked when I was a kid in middle and junior high school. But my wife was like, listen, get your ears. Who checks ears? Can you hear? That's enough check. But she was on all that stuff, eyes checked. So she's kind of really, she's on that. She's consistent with my health and making sure that all of our health, not just mine, our boys, anything she can, that she's over in terms of, she makes sure even the boys are grown. She calls you to go to dentist, you get your health insurance. She's on that stuff. But I want to make sure that, I always say to her, I don't want anyone to take care of me. I don't want to be a burden to anybody, not my wife, not my children. But I do love the idea of growing old together and taking care of each other and holding each other up. And my wife knows I'm on her too about her health, and not on fighting, but yeah, it's like it gets, sometimes it can be contentious. Like, she'll get at me, like, it won't be pleasant. You gotta do this, da 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 da. And I say, oh, you're right. And then I'll say, you gotta do this too. And then, not at the same time, of course. But we are very conscious, and we're very health conscious here. So I didn't want to come off that way, and that was my concern. I did not want to wait till I was in my 60s and 70s, because now all of a sudden you want to settle down. I think that's unfair. I think that's the wrong way to look at this. And there is a thing, from what I understand, and I don't know if y'all think about this. Tell me if it's out there. There is a thing about these guys who are now old, sick, decrepit, and they get married. They get, I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys come, older guys come into the dealership with these younger wives, and they barely walking. They barely. I don't know what kind of life that is. I don't know what kind of life that is. I don't know how to evaluate that. That's good, absolutely. But I see it all the time, and I'm asking, is that a thing? Is that something that men think about? You know, is that something that they plan and plot? And if you are, young man, you know, and you are thinking, let me tell you something. It is not what you think it is. It is not. It's hard. It's hard for you to get in your 70s and to pick the right woman that's going to actually love you with the love and the depth of love. Like there's got to be love grows, right? Love grows. It gets deeper and deeper with the more time, the more treasures, the more memories, the struggle. All it becomes. Now, if you into a marriage and it's all struggle with you trying to stay alive and you got to be pushed around and you got to get your pills and all this other stuff, then all you become is a patient, right? Now, if she's young, a lot younger than you, she's not going to be happy in that situation. She's going to at some point realize that she's just a help aid. She's just a nurse. And that is not the relationship that a lot of women want. All right. So you cannot do that. Don't think it's going to, don't you think that you're just going to get some, because you really believe that you're missing out on something. And let me tell some of you brothers this. You think you missing out on something because you got all these women after you. Okay, so let's do some math. Let's say you got 10 women. Let's say there's 10-1, right? Let's just do some basic math. This is things that you cats don't know that you're going to find out too late. So let me give you some insight. Say there's 10-1. There's 10 women to you, my brother. One dude, right? 10. They may be 20. I don't know. Let's just say 10 is easy. 10 women that is showing you interest in being with you. Okay, you got 10. All right. In this day and time, right? Let's them all out of that 10. In this day and time, 50% of them are not wife material. So 5 of the 10 are not even good wife material. They still got partying, they still got ripping and running, they still got all that other stuff in them. And I'm being generous when I say that, because the chances are it's probably 80% of them that are really bona fide, have the tenacity, have the character, have the insight to be a wife. This would be clear. So say I'm being generous when I say 50%. So 50% of them, 5 of those 10 don't even have that in them. They've never been taught how to be a wife. They don't even want to think about. They're still trying to be young. They're still trying to keep up with the Joneses. They still got this whole other thing going on with them, right? And out of that 5, right? Out of that 10, those 5 right there don't even think it's important to be married. But you are considering them for marriage. They don't even want to be married. I can even break it down even better for you, but I'm going to go with this scenario so it can help you a little bit. So they don't even want to be married. They just want to play. Right? They're looking for a date, having fun. Okay, so 5 of them already, 50% you down to 5 women who are really digging you for whatever reason. Now, out of that 5, 2 of those got problems that you haven't even discovered yet. 2 of those, you haven't even discovered they got problems. They want to be a wife, but they got psychological problems. They got daddy issue problems. They got other issues. Now you down to 3, Doc. You down to 3 women. 3 of those women, listen to me, right? Out of the 3 of those women, I'll make it easy for you. 1 of them you don't even like. Can't even get along with them. You don't even gel with them in the household, right? That means the chemistry ain't even right. Now you down to 2. You down to 2 of them. And out of that 2, you got 1 who is like, listen, she's still struggling with her last relationship. So she don't trust you because you've been wasting all this time with all the other women all this time. And now you down to the 1, and she might pick you up, but she might be the one to keep feeding you antifreeze. It looks bad, right? It goes from 10 to 1 and maybe the 1. And listen, you get so sick. Some of you can get so sick where you depend on that woman to take care of you, and she'll be dogging you, man. She'll spend your money, run circles around you. Let me tell you, what you think you got out here in terms of women and the level and the quality of the women that are out here today, brother, let me help you. You have no idea. A lot of these women don't even know how to keep a home. They don't know how to wash dishes. They don't know how to cook. They don't even know how to take care of a man. They don't even understand the whole idea of taking care of men. And you think you got all these women? I could do the same math with 20. And here you out here wasting time, wasting years, giving all your good years to all 10, 15, 20 of these chicks that you run around with, that when they're done with you, they're done with you. Let me tell you something. These women are a different breed here. What you think you got, you ain't got. Straight up. All right. Good morning. Good evening, Lady Davis. Lady Cummins. So now, and listen, let me tell you something. Some of these women are vindictive. You strung them all these years, and now by the time you need them, they're okay, we'll hook up, and they'll be done made a mess of your whole situation. No respect, no honor. They got somebody on the side, and you become. She be like that dude in was Pinky in Pinky in Next Friday. He said, man, don't kill me. I got a girlfriend and a wife on the side. Brother, she gonna say, I got a boyfriend and I got a husband on the side. You keep playing them games out here, Doc. Settle down, man. Listen, you ain't missing nothing. I know you think you are. I know you think, you got all them pushing at you. And listen, women, y'all do the same thing. It's a sad thing, but we're not talking about y'all now. We're talking about the brothers. All right. Listen, cut it out. Settle down. Ask the Lord to give you a solid wife, someone you can build some time with, someone you can get to know, someone you can create memories. All right. It's a beautiful thing if you can just settle yourself down and let the Lord give you a solid woman. I'm so grateful to God. I look at my wife. Oh God, I'm so grateful that, you blessed me, that I was submitted to what you said. And it's such a blessing. I'm telling you, young man, the other day tomorrow's my wife's birthday, y'all, by the way. So the other day, God bless you, Brother Wilkerson. Happy anniversary, my brother, Bishop Wilkerson. Happy anniversary, man. So the other day I was at the AT&T store buying a gift for my wife for her birthday tomorrow. And she got the gift already, so it's not a surprise killer. And talking to the young man, he told me, he said, yeah, man, we got to talk. He said, I'm about to get married. I said, oh man, that is so good to hear, brother. That is so good to hear. Congratulations. He said, yeah, we working on the details, man. Maybe next year, by the time next year, we're going to get married. He says, and people be telling me, oh yeah, you should do this, do that, and that. Why you getting married? He says, man, you do what's good for you. He said, I want to build a family. I want to build a home. I ain't out here ripping and running and carrying on, man. This is how I want to live. I said, brother, that's the way you want to live, man. That's what you want to do. You want to start building a family when you're young. You want to start building a family, making sure that you have years together, that you can create bond. My brother, Pastor Bishop Wilkerson, how many years, man? 25, 28 years. Young, I knew we were coming up together in young in ministry, him and his wife, and thank God they're still together. And I thank God for them. They're still celebrating anniversaries. But that means something when you could share these years and become solidified in that relationship, right? And grow in that relationship. That is so critical, especially in today's time. That is so critical that you're able to build and maintain a healthy, viable relationship. So yeah, I believe that this hospice thing is out here. I believe that guys are waiting, thinking that that somebody gonna come along better. And you keep on playing that game, man. I'm telling you right now, you keep playing that game. It's not what you think it is. It's not how you think it is. It's a situation out here. It's a situation out here, man. And let me tell those of you who are in the church, Y'all think because y'all both saved and y'all both preachers or y'all both love the Lord and all that stuff, and all you gotta do is get one of them that's in that, man. Let me tell you, you'll be saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues, preaching all over the world, and can't stand each other. I'm telling you, you gotta listen. I'm telling you, it's not enough. It's not enough. All them shapes and sizes that you loving and you looking, and she got this and you like that, and plump, thin, whatever your flavor. You think that the next one looks just as good or better. I'm telling you, Doc. I'm telling you, you better start bringing. There's got to be some value on the quality of the woman that you select, the quality of her, right? How she reveres you, how she sees herself. All right, not this whole modern day, I don't need a man kind of. No, that's dangerous. You don't need that stuff right there is dangerous. But there's women out here that are solid, that are supportive. I'm telling you, I married one. My wife is amazing. I love her, and we're just getting stronger and stronger and more committed. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that when I married my wife 3 years ago, I'm turning 56 in May. I said, I can't, I'm not going to do it at 60 and 70. It's going to be too late. I'm not going to be able to build any viable relationship. And I've been through enough of them. Right. So I said, I got to make sure that I build. Now, listen, I never had a problem. Women was never a problem for me. Never, not ever. So it wasn't the question of whether or not I could find a woman. They're out here all over the place. The question was, is there somebody that can work with me? Somebody who can help me, and I can help them, and we click, we work together. And only God can do that. I know that. Trust me. And so those you fellas that are married and you have a good woman, you may have some bumps and bruises, you may have some ups and downs. And you getting up in age, man, figure out how to work that out. Figure out how to get that right. Figure it out. Those of you who are hanging out with these women that it ain't going nowhere, and it ain't going nowhere, let that woman go, man. She's not the wife. She's not gonna cut it for you. That she's not the one. So let her go. Stop wasting time with her. Stop holding her up. Let her go and get ready to settle down with that one that God is, so you can build something together. And I'm encouraging you. Man. Stop giving your stuff away. Stop giving your good years away. Stop giving all your power, your strength away. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking cold right through here. Stop giving that away to these women. These women they're treating you. A lot of these women now treating you like you men treated women back in the day. Some women just want you for the bed. You brothers, I'm telling you, this is how they're talking. Someone just wants you as a jump off. You are a side chick. You are a side dude. You say, oh, that's cool with me. No, brother, you can't be giving all your strength, all your time, all your money, all that you just giving away to this woman for what? You think you're getting something? She getting something too. So you got to change the way you think. And then by the time you get hooked up, you got all these other things going on in your mind and your spirit. You got all these other appetites and all these things that you picked up in that transaction, or that in and out of these women. You picking up spirits, man. You picking up stuff. Right? You picking up kinky stuff and all kinds of other stuff, man. Learn. You're getting older. If you're in your late 30s, early 40s, man, you are behind the 8 ball. You can say, well, I'm in demand. I know you're in demand, but so is the prostitute. So is, right? I'm in demand. Well, guess what? That's going to change. That's going to change. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful that you don't give all your good years, man. Right? All those good years that you got left. Be careful so you can still create memories. You still want to be able to create memories. You don't want to do everything with these other ones that you ain't going to be with. That's an investment. Those trips you taking, those memories, those stories, those little silly sayings you got, all that stuff, man, those are all investments. That's investment into your future. That's investment into your life. You just giving that away, right? I mean, you just giving all that away. All you doing is giving that away to somebody now what you gonna do? Now you with somebody that you don't have nothing with. My wife, I told my wife, we're gonna build memories together. We're gonna travel together. We're gonna laugh. Stuff I've done before, I'm gonna do with you again. I want to do with you because it's gonna be our memories. We think about Aruba. We think about trips to Maine and rides and movies and little silly things we say and jokes and stuff that we carry. These are memories. These are memories. Amen. And that's what's so important. You want to build memories. You want to build a life with this woman. You want to pour into her. You want to secure her. She's going to secure you. Right. And then when things go awry, she'll fight for you. She'll stand for Disney. That's right, my baby. She said Disney. She'll stand for you. All right. My wife, listen, we go to, she get on my doctors. She don't let doctors just tell me anything. She like, nope, go back. Because now there's an investment. There's an investment, right? Because now, listen, this is my man. That's my lady, right? So that's what you build. You build that solid, strong relationship. I've seen it for years. I just didn't think you can have it and be happy. Listen, I'm being honest. I thought that was a farce. I really did. I thought that was like, oh, they just putting on because there ain't no way they can be this happy. Not so. I'm doing it. And I know that some may not like what I'm saying about it, but I'm just being honest with you. I'm experiencing it, and it's a wonderful thing. And I don't even know how it even happened. And it's not a show. We're consistent. Everything my wife started doing from day one, she's still doing it. Everything I'm doing for her from day one, I'm still doing it. And I have no desire to turn back. I am not tired of it. I am not bored. I am not any of that at all. So it could happen. So brothers, listen, don't stop playing that game. You know, you got health challenges. You're going to have them. Right. You'll listen. I'm like I said, I'm turning 56 this year. I get out and run. I was out this morning running and walking, did 5 miles. I go to the gym just about every day. Right. I try to eat right. I try to stay away from that sugar. I try to stay away from those foods that are not healthy for me. I don't want no diabetes. I don't want no high blood pressure. I don't want no stroke. I don't want no heart disease. I don't want none of that. I don't want no kidney issues. No, man, I don't want none of that. And so I try to do that so that, and I think about my children. I think about my wife first. I think about my children, right? I think about that. I think about what that meant. My wife, she's over 52. She's turning 50. Baby turned 52 this tomorrow, right? 52. I got it. Where's she at? I got it. 52, right? And so she ain't got no health issues. We not limping around. We got good, healthy people, and we're gonna keep it that way. Right? We're going to keep it that way. And we're happy, right? No stress. We don't stress each other out, right? We don't stretch each other out. We don't argue. We don't take each other to task. We don't criticize each other. That's all God. That's all God. We pray every day. We work, we protect, we try to protect our marriage. We pray together every day for each other in the prayer. Are you hearing me? All right. All right. So that's critical. Amen. Prayer. Keep God in the center. Keep God in the center of your relationship. It'll go well. Amen. Listen to God when you're talking. My wife be saying stuff, and I'll just listen. And I have an opinion. Sometimes it ain't the time to give my opinion. Sometimes it's time to listen. And the Lord, the Spirit, will tell you that. When you learn your wife, you learn that she said something, but that's not what she meant. All right, understand me. That's what relationship does. Quality relationship. That you hear her say something like, she didn't mean that. She's not malicious like that. There's no way that's what she meant. And I'll ask her. She said, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I was saying. And she'll say it. I mean, I didn't have to coach her or nothing. And same thing. That's what God will do for you. That's what God will do for you. Amen. So this hospice wife notion, kill that, because let me tell you what's going to happen. This idea is just going to perpetuate. It's just going to grow. And then it's going to be a thing. Are you hearing me? Then it's going to be a thing. All right. And I want to encourage you, women of God, men of God, and some of you ladies who are getting up in age, don't listen. He's coming. He's coming. Just be ready for him. He's coming. Just be ready for him. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be healthy. He's going to come and he's going to be healthy. All right. So, but just be aware of that. You don't want to be a hospice wife if that's the thing. And you don't want to get into a situation where all you're doing is now schlepping somebody around to the doctors, right? It's just not pretty. Right? He's preparing me. Right? It's just not pretty. And he's coming, but you just have to make sure you're ready. All right. Love y'all. I've been on a little bit tonight. I hope this helped to some of you. I hope it was entertaining. Go back and listen to the beginning. We dealt with, I hope they don't shut me down. I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this thing with the housewives. I mean, the preachers of LA reunion. But I thought that needed to be said. I thought that needed to be dealt with. I thought that it needed to be, we need to talk about it a little bit. And I am a little disappointed. I am disappointed in Ron. I think that men, we need to kind of raise up a little bit in terms of being a man and what that means. And what that means. I think that's so critical. All right. I think we got to put the definition back into that. And guys, if you are a little slipping on your lady, like you're not opening doors and you're not, paying for the meal, if you're not, your wife should not be going to the gas. Listen, I'm sorry. Okay, let me just tell you. How do I say this? Reconsider some things with me. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but reconsider some things. Try if you can. I don't know if everybody can do this. I don't know how your households run, but think about these things. Think about some of the things you can do to bring chivalry back into your marriage, into your relationships. Because there are other people watching you. Your boys, your children, your nephews, your sons, they're watching you. I watched my uncles. I've seen how they did things, and they were good. I have my uncles. I'm talking about my aunts' husbands. They were good men, solid men. I saw that. I saw how they loved them, took care of them. I saw that. Not so much to open the door and all that kind of thing. They didn't do a whole lot of that, but I saw how they took care of their families, and it had an impact on me. Right, my dad wasn't so much, but the others were, and I did have that example. And you can always change that, brothers. You can change that. You can start doing things that you haven't done. Just because you didn't always open doors, don't mean you can't start opening doors. Just because you didn't always help her with her code, don't mean you can't start helping her with her code. Just because you didn't always make sure she didn't pump her own gas, don't mean that you can't start making sure she, you pump her gas. I don't like my wife going to the gas station, pumping gas for herself. That bothers me. And especially what I see out here. The Lord bless you, Lady Saunders. Especially what I see out here in the streets with these cons and robbery and stuff like that. And my wife, sometimes, I'll miss, like she'll get low and she's out and about, and she's low out and about and she just needs to stop. I said, babe, just get enough to get home or whatever, and I'll get it done. So I don't like my wife pumping her own gas. I don't like the idea of her out there, at a gas station. I don't like it. And so I'll check her. I'll check her tank. Oh, I gotta get gas, and I'll go and fill the tank up for her. And then I'll bring the car back home. I'll do it after work. I'll do it when I need to do it to make sure that she doesn't have to worry about that. And that's why we need to bring that back, right? Need to bring that back. And sometimes you gotta, like, I don't like my wife lugging nothing. Right? She loves water. We got these bottles, these cases of water. And my wife don't bring that stuff upstairs. I grab that water and bring it upstairs. I teach my son, he takes out the garbage, right? He takes the garbage out every day. He's diligent about it. She's funny. She'll lug the laundry basket up and down. But even if I see it first, I'll grab it. But that's what that means. That's how you show other men, other boys, they see that, they understand that. And they know how to treat their ladies, man. We got to bring that back, fellas. I know we got these modern women out here and they talking about have, leave them alone. She's not for you. You want that woman that works for you. Now, if you want a modern woman, knock yourself out. But I'm just saying, if you got a problem with that, don't stress. There's a woman out here, man, that will love you. She'll be that wife. When the Bible said, man, find a wife, he didn't say find a girlfriend, find a date, find a boo. He said a wife. That's a quality. That is a characteristic. That is who she is. right, to her core. And let me tell you something. My wife is a wife. If you look up the dictionary word wife, you got her face in there. She is a wife for real. Shocks me how much a wife she is. I look at her sometimes. That's a wife. she, she be walking past. Like, that's a wife. Good Lord. I mean, she is the real deal. And she just, and that's how it's been from day one. Day one. And it has not changed, has not deterred, has not shifted, has not never shown any disrespect, never. She's right there, and she's right there. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So I'm encouraging you fellas, don't wait, man. Don't wait. Don't you wait at all. Don't wait, and don't settle. Okay? Don't settle. Don't wait. I'm talking to the men. Don't settle. Don't wait. You got time. You gotta find her and somebody you can pour into, someone who will listen to you, someone you can teach, right? You can show her things. I'm telling you, my wife learns a lot from me, and she's willing to learn things. I'm exposed. I've seen a lot of things. And so my wife trusts my word. She trusts. It wasn't overnight. Sometimes she was like, okay, I don't know. And then she'll find out, he's right. And I'll let her find out, because if I'm right, I'm gonna be right. But someone you can pour into, someone that will trust your judgment, your leadership, right? That's important. She's got to be able to trust your leadership. She's got to trust your word. She's got to trust that you will protect her. She's got to trust that you ain't gonna let nothing happen to her. That requires a certain mindset. It requires a certain posture, right? It requires a certain stability. You're a man of your word. You're not flaky. You say what you are. You mean what you say, and you say what you mean. That's what that means, right? That man's a solid man. He knows who he is. He's not looking for somebody to make him somebody. She don't have to build me up. I don't whine to my wife. My wife knows this is how you come. Solid man, right? Knows who he is. Not, she ain't got to make nothing for me. Everything she does for me, she does because she desires to do it. And that's what you, and some of you brothers got to build that up. You ain't got that yet. You might be thinking you got it, but you ain't got it. If you don't think opening doors and being chivalrous and all that stuff is important, then you're missing a little something. I'm telling you straight up, you're missing a little something. You need to go back and work on that. You've been on calling too many chicks B's and H's and all kinds of stuff, and it ain't this and it ain't that. And you got something missing, with something broken with you, my brother. Right? If you can call your wife, your girl, out of her name, there's something off with you. Your queen, there's something off with you. Are you hearing me? You need to get that fixed before you get buckled down, right? If you can't, when you start doing what my Bishop Ron did, talking about your wife can sit and coach while you in first class, something wrong with you. I'm telling you, you got to get that fixed. That's broken. There's a problem. There's a flaw. Now I call it a feminine trait. You call it what you want. I call it feminine. If you think, here it is, you like, well, my wife, she can do that, man. No, I could do it. She can. When you start saying I do it, why can't she do it? You went feminine. You can't even. It's like, listen, it's like the world doing this, y'all. Let me tell you, it kills me. It kills me. I don't mean that, but it bothers me. Let me say that. When I hear people say, listen, I want y'all to hear this analogy. It bothers me when I hear people say, well, you go to church and people hurt you, but you still go to you won't go to church when people hurt you, but you'll still go to the nightclub and people there hurt you. I'm like, you go to work and they hurt you. I'm like, how are you comparing nightclubs and the job with the church? The church is the light of the world, salt of the earth. Like, how do you compare the two? So when you start putting them on the same level, you diminish, you reduce their value. So when you start saying, well, my wife, I could pump gas, she could pump gas. Now so you saying you and your wife are on the same level? Man, you are the stronger one. You are the head. You are the leader. So you're like a woman? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. When you start doing that kind of stuff, that's a woman. That's a woman, man. She's not on your level. There's some things that you should be able to do that she shouldn't do, have to do. She can do them, but there's a different level. There's a different way of thinking. And then when you look at her that way, let me tell you something. If you're wondering why your lady ain't producing on that level, is because of a lot of times, and I'm not saying all the time, is because you don't revere her on that level. You don't put her in that environment to where she can be that wife or that woman or that loving or that supportive, right? You don't give her nothing to feed into or to speak into. That's on you, brother. And I'm coming at you real. I'm telling you. If that woman is not producing or giving you the energy you need or the support you need, either she's got something that she needs help with because she's got some trauma or some issues going on and you need to help her get that help, or something you doing that's causing her to feel like she can't trust you. She's not safe with you. She's not confident in you. She can't rely on you to hold it down. Are you hearing me? And that's another problem. And then you gotta work on fixing that. All right. You got to work on fixing that. You got to be more consistent. Consistency is the key. No matter what you pick up. If you're going to go to gyms, go be consistent. You're going to start something, be consistent. Once you start seeing that consistency going on with you and that you are committed to something and that you see it through, hook or crook, right? Sink or swim, you all in. Then she can now realize, well, that man, he does go to the gym. He works out. Oh, yeah, he does go to work. He gets up and go to work every day. He does. He pays the bills. He's consistent. He's faithful. I know where he's at all the time. He's always putting me first. He's opening doors for me. He treats me with love, and he's always giving me support. He's listening to me when I'm talking. He's looking in my eyes and making sure he's paying attention to what I'm saying when I'm talking. Yeah, he's telling me he loves me. He's telling me how much I mean to him. That stuff means something to your woman. He values me. He values my opinion. That stuff means something. Even if it's wrong sometimes, fellas, you got to let her, all right, because it ain't going to cost you nothing. It might cost you a couple of dollars, but it ain't going to be the end of the world. And she'll find out that you were right. That'll be the more support. Now, you ain't got to throw it in the face. I told you so. That's the goal. You're going the wrong way with that. But when she finds that you're right, she can say, oh, yeah, he's smart. He's intelligent. He knows what he's talking about. I froze. Devil is a lie. All right, I'm out of here. All right, I guess they're kicking me out. Hey, they just kicked me out. I was saying some good stuff. And they just froze me out, boy. All right. You still hear me? Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go. Love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. And I hope this helped. All right. Y'all be well. Good night. Love you.